Welcome back, everybody, to Minor League Esports presented by APM Music. Once again, I'm your host, Grant CFO, and joining me once again for the second time tonight, the real Mobags. What's up, my good man?
Nothing much. Still here. Still the real Mobags. We still have the Eclipse versus the Lightning. However, this time we will be in the Champion League. And a little bit more on the line, I would say, here for the Eclipse. The Eclipse find themselves trailing in the standings, being second in the division, and they've got 29 wins to 31 losses, and they're going against the Lightning with 32 wins and 28 losses. So tables can turn in the standings here in this game if the Eclipse are able to take a commanding win. 4-1, I believe, would get them ahead. Definitely very, very, very crucial for both of these teams.
Yeah, I just pulled up the standings. I want to take a look at this, but we're looking at Lightning and Eclipse. Eclipse sit outside of playoffs in the wild card spot, and it doesn't look very likely that they'll be able to make that climb back up there. It is a little bit of a ways to go. If they win the series, they could tie the current records, but then you just have to hope for Foxes or Knights to get 5-0'd, which seems kind of unlikely. They're there in that wild card spot for a reason, so it could be a little bit of luck that plays into their favor, but it was the same situation with the Aviators, who were not able to pull it off, and the Hawks were able to put themselves into a wild card spot. Lightning, they sit pretty darn well in the conference standings at 4th, so they're pretty comfortable, but it is still dodgy holding a 32 record because it's pretty much a 4-way tie.
Yeah, and all of the teams here in that wild card spot and just outside the wild card spot are all just neck and neck. We've got 34 wins, 32 wins, 33 wins. Every single team here still able to make these playoffs. And real quick, before we get into it, we're about to start. Let's just quickly shout out who we've got. On the side of the Eclipse, we've got Ema and Prism. And on the side of the Lightning, we've got Dom and Sean Will Laugh. We'll probably just call him Sean.
Yeah, I'll be right there with you. But Sean, Ema, what? Micah? Who's Micah? I don't even know what I just said. But no, we have on the side of the Eclipse, Ema, like I said, Prism, Dom, and Sean Will Laugh on Lightning. But let's get right into it and see what's happening over here. Ema passes this one down. They've got almost a bit of a carry, but they will miss that touch. Prism gets a fake challenge. A bit risky to push up so far, but it's a double whiff from each player on each side. And Dom gets the boost grab from their teammate, but Sean might get the flick. No, it goes off their car from the setup. Unfortunate, but Lightning doing a great job keeping it on the side of Eclipse. Wanted the dunk, but got too fancy with it. They sacrificed freestyling for positioning, and just like that, mistake right in front of our eyes, and Eclipse score first.
Yeah, and just a quick little shout here. For those that were with us for the last game, this is Champion League. Before, we were seeing players that were in the 1,700 to 2,000 MMR range. What we're seeing here is Champ 2 and Champ 3 players. So still a very high level of Rocket League, but we're going to see a lot more mistakes. And really what it's going to come down to is how you cope with those mistakes if you're both of these teams.
Well, Dom puts this one off the backboard down to Sean. He's got a shot. It goes off to the side, and Prism gets a save credited to their name as well. Ema almost found the redirect, but Dom clears it into the corner. Back in is the Eclipse, though, off the side wall. And again, Prism missing their shot. These shots not landing very well. They don't find the center very well. My goodness.
And we see a flip reset coming from Prism and a whiff here from Sean Will Laugh as Dom is able to get this clear out and try to get something going here for the Lightning.
And Sean gets a nice save. Again, more credit to their name, but Prism lingers on the back wall. A demo comes out onto Ema, and it leaves one person for Eclipse, not able to capitalize, and Sean moves downfield with some dribble plays. We've seen them do it before, but it doesn't look like they have that control. They don't know how to dribble with low boost, or at least that's the impression I'm getting. I don't want to discredit their abilities, but once again, Sean waits on this back wall and needs to dribble it out of their own half, and they don't get it done.
Yeah, not getting it done here, but Dom, great little piece of patience there. Ooh, is going to end up getting demo, but that's a good shot from Sean, but a better save coming from Prism, I believe it was, on that attempt there.
Yeah, this one lofted up high for Prism to receive in the midfield. Goes off the ceiling. It's going to be a simple read for Sean. Pass actually up to Dom. They miss entirely. Leaves the net wide open. Eclipse. They rushed it a little bit, thinking that that shot was going to come. And it's something we talked about last time in staying grounded. Now, what do I mean by that? If you weren't here, it just means take a couple milliseconds longer to make your decisions, because Eclipse rushed that to the ball and they totally whiffed and left their net totally vulnerable.
Yeah, and credit to the Eclipse, that looked like a very dangerous opportunity that the Lightning were going to have. So it's hard to pick, like, ooh, is he going to make this really hard, difficult shot, or should I just stay planted, stay in the net, and get maybe a little bit more conservative of a save? As I'm not exactly sure what just happened. That ball is just in the back of the net, and the Lightning have a lead.
We'll take a second look. Prism, they overcommitted a little bit. Emo just wasn't able to read it effectively. They found themselves a bit awkward, and it's unfortunate. Eclipse caught off guard up in the Lightning's half, and it leads to their downfall, but only by just one more goal. And Ema sends one down, blocked by Sean, and Ema wants to put it back in again, but it's a bump coming out onto Lightning. Prism cuts it off, keeps it on the half of Lightning for the time being. Prism off the wall in the corner, looks for the double touch read. They couldn't find it, and they find themselves all the way on the other side. Shot again high. We're seeing a lot less accurate shots coming in Champion League, but you just kind of expect that with a drop down in skill level. But obviously both of these teams, they play it like they mean it.
Yeah, definitely playing like they mean it. And ooh, if Ema is just a little bit behind that play, that is a bump that they are getting instead of a sort of retreat back to net. And that is unfortunate here for the Eclipse, finding themselves down by 1 with 2 minutes left here.
And a bit of a questionable thing I'm seeing so far. I just switched over to player view, and it's looking like there's a lot of time spent from the Eclipse being on car cam and being totally oblivious to what's going on where the ball is, and they just noticed, hey, there's a shot from Lightning. How'd that get there? I guess, I mean, I wasn't really paying attention as much as I thought I was. I just wanted to go get this boost, and it kind of pays to a detriment here, but Prism is able to hold on to this, but it could be beat by Sean, and they have a shot wide off the post again. I think we've seen at least 6 shots at this point go off the post for either team.
Yeah, the post is everybody's friend right now, as long as you are the Lightning, keeping this game in their favor. And man, oh man, eventually these shots are going to start finding their way, and the Eclipse need to be getting in front of them and making the good saves that we've seen from the Lightning so far.
Yeah, and it's all about consistency, how effectively you can shoot, and how many times you can do it in a row and still being quick to those shots. Ema, again, making a little bit of a risky commit to push up so quickly and, you know, go so early, not staying so grounded like we're talking about. But no, I don't expect him to have the stream open and listen to what the casters say. They have a game to focus on, and they've got 40 seconds to turn it around and secure a tie game situation.
Yeah, and I haven't seen the opportunities for the Lightning in the last few minutes, or rather seconds, of this game. The game is so fast in general already, but they definitely need to pick up the pace just a little bit more, I would say. They need to get a few more chances here before time expires.
Yeah, good avoidance of demos from Ema, but they've still got pressure coming in from Lightning. A bit of an overcommit. Again, kind of diving for it was Prism. 50 luckily gets out of the way of the net, but they've got a long way to travel downfield if they want any chance at scoring and tying this game, but it's again shut down by Lightning. Read off the corner, shot in high, pass over to the Lightning, and Ema thought one was going to come in again. But this game goes to Lightning, and in pretty convincing fashion in a way.
Yeah, in a way that was kind of convincing. It seemed like definitely, so the last game we had a lot of veterans of the MLE, people that have been on stream before, people that don't let the nerves of being on stream get to them. Here, these are all players that I don't necessarily recognize. So the first game is always sort of get the jitters out, and I think that's what we saw here. We saw a lot of whiffs, a lot of backflips, and I think that as we go forward in the series, we're going to see that kind of tighten up a little bit. We're going to see a lot more of mechanical prowess that you can see in Champ 2, Champ 3 lobbies. These are lobbies that I'm just on the fringe of being in, so I know that players can sort of get a little jumpy, if you will, and so I think we're going to see that calm down in the duration of the series here.
Yeah, well, like you mentioned, tightening up is exactly what these teams are going to do as they get used to each other and the way the other team is playing. They want to tighten up their shot accuracy, especially. That's priority number one. If you can't score goals, you're not going to be able to win games. And, you know, the reason I say it was such a kind of convincing thing is that Lightning were a bit more consistent in the way they were able to apply pressure. Eclipse kind of had that going for them in the very few seconds in the beginning, but we didn't see much else of it throughout the rest of the game one. But we have to just watch and see if Eclipse can turn it around for game two.
Yeah, and I think that they definitely they've had the opportunities to do it. The Lightning, I don't think were too convincing, or it wasn't too convincing of a win in the other direction. So definitely both teams have full opportunities to take advantage of mistakes that are being made and to put shots on target.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, but this one, pass not made whatsoever for Prism, and it's back the other way for Sean. Good bounce clear, catching the Lightning off guard. Ema puts it up for Prism, met the pass. It's awkward for Dom, pops up above their head. Sean might have to circle back around for it, but Dom is able to get the clear effectively. Try to flip back onto the wall, but Sean's got more space, more time to work with. An easy one over the top. It goes crossbar down into the top shelf where the kids can't reach it.
Yeah, I like the cut there. That is such a dangerous attack there. I didn't even see that in real time. Both Eclipse players bumping into each other to open that up. I don't think it mattered. Either way, Sean was on a dead set mission to get that into the goal, and they did just that.
And we talk about kind of the weak pushes of offense from the Eclipse, but they find themselves on a retreat back to defense, following the same paths, and that just leads it to an easy 2v1 situation for Lightning to capitalize on. It's why they find themselves on the board first, but Prism takes this one from the ceiling, got some more space to work with, but it's quickly met by Sean, who takes it out to the left side. Ema now waits back in the corner. Once again, so much space given to each of these players. I think the Lightning and Eclipse can both tighten up like we were talking about, but this time in the aspect of putting the pressure on the opponents, and that's what Sean did there. Ema gets a clear downfield, and Prism's got a bit of a breakaway. Boost grabs all the way, pass out to Ema, but it goes way too far out of their reach, and they will still start to continue that offensive pressure that's been so absent in last game.
Yeah, and we haven't seen a ton of opportunities. As I say that one's going to roll in, but we haven't seen a ton of offensive output from either team. That's only the second shot for the Lightning. They've luckily had both of them go in at this point, but no shots coming from the Eclipse. All zeros, all on the board. No saves, obviously no assists or goals. And man, the Eclipse really need to step up, start putting some shots on goal, and start making the Lightning work for the lead that they've actually got right now. As I say that, oh my goodness.
Maybe call it Caster's Curse, but Ema just gets a lucky good 50 over towards the net. It's a double commit from Lightning. If we want to talk real basics, dividing the field up into 9 squares like a tic-tac-toe board. It's what Sunless Khan talked about in their 2v2 rotation strategy. That's so long ago. It's probably like 5 years at this point. I don't know, but you can't be in the same box as your teammate. It's a double commit. It's why those things happen. You have to stay in a connecting one. It's so basic twos, but the Lightning get punished for it. And honestly, it all comes down to mistakes at this point. How little mistakes can you make and how many can you capitalize on? It seems so basic in theory, but in practice, that's all it is. It's just don't make mistakes. Don't give your opponent time to capitalize upon you. But there's an unfortunate one. I think Eclipse got a bit greedy.
Yeah, Eclipse a little greedy on the challenge. The first challenge, good, you eliminate your opponent, but man, Ema moving around a little bit too quick on the field, just needing to get in between the goal and the ball, finding themselves on the back wall instead, and very awkward. Sean able to capitalize on a mistake from the Eclipse there.
And Eclipse get this one out as quick as they can. They suffer a 2-goal deficit. It's Lightning getting greedy for the boost. Dom, you can't do that, my guy. It's gonna cost you.
Yeah, and they are paying that cost right up front. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but they took the back corner boost and then were like, 100 boosts isn't quite enough. I need this other 100 boosts here as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that, and that is what led to them being scored on.
No, you're absolutely right. They're just like, okay, yeah, there's a mid boost. Yeah, I want that. So let's go get it. Drink that up, and it goes poorly in their favor. But Eclipse send it back the other way, but quickly back in was Dumb, trying to make up for their last mistake. Sean has a shot here. It's accurate this time, right down the center and in.
Yeah, Lightning lead once again going to be extended here. We're seeing a couple of missed touches. Ema nearly getting that one to hit the corner where it would have gone a little bit further out into the left-hand side of the field there. Not quite able to find it, and the Lightning once again capitalizing on just that one. I would say is more of a mechanical issue. So once again, able to capitalize nonetheless, though.
And Eclipse put it back the other way off the corner this time. Dom passes it right into Ema. It's off the backboard for Eclipse to score on. Unfortunate clear, not calculated enough. You got to play the ball into empty space, otherwise this is what happens to you.
Yeah, and now we're sort of opening up a Golapalooza. Everybody just putting their shot on, and all of them going in. No saves from any player thus far. And matter of fact, the goals and the shots are also lopsided. It's 4 for the Lightning, 4 for the Eclipse, or 2 for the Eclipse, all coming from one player. And Ema has a goal with no shots, so I don't actually know how that happened.
Who knows, but, you know, they'll take it all the way. Dom didn't get their flip there. The dead zone cheats them out of it. And it's 2 minutes to go. More shots from Sean, but blocked all of the way downfield by Prism, and it's intercepted by Dom. No pass connection there. A 50 goes out to the left side. Lightning, they've got some time to regroup and get over to it. Sean, though, had to get it out quick. Ema came out of nowhere. Prism, though, great clear, sending it around the length of the field, and up for it is Dom. Gets a solid clear to the other corner. And now waiting for it is Sean off the pass over to Dom. Maybe a connection here. No boost to work with, and they've given it away. Good read from Ema to put it back into the corner. Empty space, kind of, but Dom, another shot in. The pass from Eclipse. We'll take another look at it. Check out Prism in this replay.
Yeah, Dom, I want to check out Dom on this one. Dom was the one that took that great pass from Sean. Didn't have the boost to capitalize on the excellent pass. It was a perfect, like, on-the-money pass. Goes back, collects boost, and puts a banger of a shot up and in, and that was just a great redemption, little anime redemption here for Dom, as that ball is going to be just flying into the net.
And could have been a better carry from Dom, but mechanics, kind of a difficult thing when you're at a lower rank, but they might have it here. No, not even close. Prism gets a nice clear off the backboard. Sean puts it up high. Could waterfall down? It doesn't. And they commit for it. Double commit from Lightning opens things up for Eclipse, but Prism can't capitalize. There's so much panic, so many nerves, it seems, for both of these teams. They don't seem to be playing like themselves. I expect a little more, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, a little more remains to be seen. Could still be nerves. I don't know if necessarily that's an issue. Once you sort of get into the swing of things, it is a little bit easier. However, we are definitely seeing that communication might be an issue. We're seeing both of these teams crisscross with each other, sort of end up in the same little tic-tac-toe squares, as you were saying, or just sort of cross each other on a rotation out or in. Oh. And, ooh, man, Dom is going to take full advantage of that missed touch there. And, wow, that is a quick shot.
Dang it, I hate to see mistakes so obvious like this. Prism takes it in front of their net, and it's just, they're a golf tee at that point. It's just, hey, there's a ball here. Yeah, I can take this in, and it's a 3-goal lead. Lightning have absolutely run away with it. They almost got a kickoff goal, but Sean's shot goes wide to the left side. And Prism, long bomb downfield to nothing for the net. But it's a bump from Eclipse. They have to regroup, and Lightning are just going to freestyle this one away. Add some spins, take this victory, and savor it. Ema, though, one last one. It's all the way downfield for Sean. It's going to go off the post, though. Staying out and preventing the goal differential from going any higher. Another great block from Ema. This game, though, goes to the Lightning.
Yeah, and great win here from the Lightning. Really just putting it all out there, taking full advantage of every single mistake that was made by the Eclipse. And really, that's all they had to do. They just sort of sat back and waited. They didn't have a ton of, I would say, possession time on the ball. It was just full-on aggression, full-on counterattack every opportunity they got. And you can see it on the scoreboard. 9 shots for the Lightning and 3 for the Eclipse. And with those sort of margins, it's going to be really, really hard for the Eclipse to sort of put in a good effort. And they kind of already have the playbook written for them, how they're going to be able to come back. It's just they need to have more pressure. They need to have better defensive clears. And this game is so much more attainable for them.
And I don't know why, but I mean, I do know why, but it feels like we're watching an Academy League match or a Foundation League match. It feels so much lower because we can't really rely on what we see on paper. We say, oh, it's CL. It's going to be pretty consistent, you know, a nice mediocre, solid level playing field. But it's so strange. Everybody's making really weird mistakes, and it seems so unconventional. And I don't know how to feel about it. I don't feel like we're watching a Champion League match. It's so back and forth, and it makes no sense. How are we even here?
Yeah, and I mean, again, you sort of touched on it a little bit, and I sort of dismissed it, but it could still be the nerves. I don't exactly know. It looks like we're seeing a card change, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, everybody in Octanes now. We had some Dominuses before, so maybe this card change will help out as the Eclipse are going to open up with a lead for the first time, I believe.
Oh, absolutely. It goes in right off the 6-second mark. Unfortunate touch from Dom. Not good enough. And those are the mistakes we talk about. But Prism looking pretty clean in that car, although it is an esports decal. Match official, hello? That's kind of not supposed to be happening. But Dom will take this one up off a carry. We'll see if they get the flick done this time. It's 50'd out to the side by Prism. Ema gets this one up. It's going to go awkward for them. Lightning pushing on it quick, and it's over and in. Oh my goodness, what a reception.
Yeah, that was just on the money. Sean, just a passing savant, able to get this one perfectly onto Dom's corner of the Fennec there. Able to put that one in, and man, oh man, that was a screamer of a shot to get us tie again.
Yeah, it was a great one. Dom wanted to get one more, but Sean has to wait it out in the corner. I don't know how much time they think they have, but it is 50'd out straight to Dom. It might have a shot. They just rushed it, tried to get something quick. But it's one of the things we talk about. You kind of got to play a little slower in your opponent's half. You can play fast in your half and get those strong clears. However, the issue becomes when you try to fire a shot on a defender that's just chilling in net. It doesn't matter how you place it if you're shooting it from midfield. It's just like, what? I don't understand. You gotta slow it down. You have to try something a little fancier, but that is gonna be unfortunate. Prism wanted a server reset mid-match, but we can't have that until after it's over. They're really struggling on the rule book, I hate to say it.
Yeah, that's tough to see. You hate to see it. Just a little question there about what the rules were. We're going to play on, and hopefully the Eclipse are able to sort of get back into the game and sort of get themselves back. They were looking pretty good up until that point.
Yeah, well, here comes Prism. Gets a bump on their own teammate, though. We see this miscommunication happen so many times, and maybe, you know, they're a little nervous after not really understanding the rules, but it's almost a demo play. They don't even need it. It's a big whiff from Dom, and just like that, tie game must feel good after that situation we just had.
Yeah, and just like that, Eclipse back in the game, and it couldn't come at a better time for them. You sort of were down a little bit. You sort of were down on yourself, maybe is the better way to put that. And now this game is tied back up, even. You can forget all about the entire situation.
Yep, and Prism up high. Another whiff from Dom as well. Leaves it into a 1v1 situation, but Dom gets the clear and has a back pass. They get demoed for their efforts. That one looked like it went through. It's close margins to miss the ball like that, but Prism, it's going back towards their own net. They've got to save it for Eclipse here, but they got so much time to work with. Once again, playing it away as quick as they can, which is not the best strategy. Yes, you can play fast in your half, but you got to place the ball. Take your time with it if you can, and then play fast from there.
Yeah, I totally agree. You want to catch that ball. You want to take it as far as you can. Let the other team challenge you and make a play around them. Don't just hit the ball to them and give them sort of a counterattack right off the bat. As we see that one go straight in. What a turn from Dom, just placing it perfectly next to that post, tucking it in.
Yeah, what a turn. Sean found one of the craziest passes straight across the field, and Dom just met it there like it was nothing and like it was totally planned from the get-go. But that's a 3-2 lead for Lightning. Wow.
Yeah, and Dom is just the sharp shooter, 100% in this game, and I think really close to 100% in the last game. But now the Eclipse back the other way, gonna miss a touch there, gonna put it back on the top of the goal, but nothing gonna come from it. Unfortunate there for the Lightning.
Yeah, it's so strange to watch. I think both of these teams are just kind of having fun, which, hey, I'm all for it. It's the goal of this. They want some highlight reel shots, a little floater over from Dom and in for Sean. 4-2 now lead the Lightning.
Yeah, why are you going to play the game if you're not going to have fun? And these Lightning definitely look like they are having fun. Dom putting in a little bit of physical work to get that defender out of the way. And man, oh man, the Lightning come back once again and take a lead. Or continue to take a lead, I should say.
Yeah, Dom trying to get a bit of a double tap. They're getting fancy, and I like to see it, although you might want to get yourself even more of a lead. I don't think 2 is enough to start freestyling so risky like that, but if it's how they play, they got to play a little more consistently or maybe sacrifice some spins for more, shot accuracy. So, Dom takes this one over, and they've got a bit of an open net. Faked out Sean, though, almost cost him, but it's a almost forced own goal from Ema, and it's now a 3-goal lead for Lightning.
That is 100% a forced own goal here from Ema. That is off the post and out. Ema putting that one away for the Lightning. You hate to see it. Unfortunate for the Eclipse. They had this game not necessarily in the bag, but it was within reach, and now it is so far away with only 2 minutes left.
Yeah, well, 2 minutes left could be a little bit of time for the Eclipse to make some more ground here, but after that missed flip reset, I'm starting to doubt that. Ema has to wait back off of the overcommit from their teammate. Like we talked about, freestyles, they're overcommits if you don't land them. You have to be so consistent, they're so risky and dangerous, but hey, like we talked about, fun, always a viable option and always a good choice for your team. But Dom gets a good flick over the top of Prism. Now they've got to retreat. It's a 1v1 situation. Carry, no, it doesn't find it. Emo with a good save, but Sean, this time their accuracy wasn't on, but they get it done eventually. I feel like Sean, I thought they would have had a hat trick by now, but they're just coming out strong in the last half.
Yeah, and I think that might have been a calculated miss on the part of Sean, not wanting to put it in while the defender could possibly still be in the way on the retreat back for that sort of save there and putting it off the wall. Very, very calculated, I'm going to say here from Sean.
There's Dom a miss there. Up to Prism, who tried to get a read on it, but it doesn't happen. Dom gets dunked over the top of by Ema, sent back in. Sean couldn't find the read. It's a big obstacle in Prism to avoid. This one finds its way to the right wall, over to the right corner now, moves Dom. They have no boost. Look for a fake, collected the big boost. I don't think Eclipse know it. Shot in anyway. Ooh. Sean, this time they get the hat trick, and what a dominant performance from Lightning.
Yeah, 2 hat tricks on the field here for the Lightning, and dominant is exactly how I would describe it. That is just unbelievable amounts of pressure that they've put on the Eclipse, and the Eclipse have had no response essentially, only getting themselves 1 save off of 9 shots. That is just not a winning strategy, and we've said it a couple times now, they have to put more pressure on these Lightning, who are just coasting through at this point with with this series and with these games.
And we just saw Eclipse again with a double whiff. I guess Dom can just freestyle however they want. They don't really have a challenge put up against them in the Eclipse, but they might have to watch out for that mindset in the next game. Build that lead, see if you can still continue to do these freestyles and these fancy plays that you continue to do here in game number 3. But it's just a waiting game at this point. Ema gets a pass over to Prism, who finds a shot and a goal finally after such a long drought.
Yeah, that is how you do it, Eclipse. A good pass here, just putting it exactly where your teammate can get it and the opponent cannot. That is exactly the way that they need to draw up all of their plays going forward, and that is perfect. Just do that every single time and you'll score every single time, as we see a great save coming from Sean, and that's going to put the end to the second game here. But man, oh man, the Eclipse just need to be a little bit faster, and I think they are completely within reach of these Lightning players.
Yeah, definitely within reach. They just have to, turn up the heat a little more and play more tight. It doesn't feel like this is the Eclipse team we would expect to see. And like, now I gotta double check the standings. I'm looking at it right now, and it appears, oh, okay, that's it. Yeah, so we talked about at the beginning of the match, Eclipse sit below. They're kind of in contention for a playoff spot. They would just have to pull out 2 more wins in these last 2 games if they want a chance to tie within where the Knights and the Foxes and the Sabres and Lightning are sitting, and they would totally knock out Lightning, I believe, with, well, no, not quite, but they could definitely decrease their chances to stay in playoffs and kind of have a bit of a bittersweet victory.
Yeah, and I might have misspoke saying that was the second game. I believe that is actually the third game that we just saw. And correct me in chat if I'm wrong. I just couldn't figure it out. So now I have. But so with that, the Lightning are going to take the series. We're going to play the rest of the games here. And this is the chance for the Eclipse. Maybe you catch the Lightning snoozing a little bit, a little bit of a sleep at the wheel, taking their foot off the gas a little bit. Maybe this is your opportunity. Stick it to them, play fast, and put shots on net and put them on target, and then get saves on your own end.
Yeah, it's a huge pattern. We've been talking all over it because Dom's just on the ball every second of the day, and they've got the spins. They're freestyling, and you could definitely catch them asleep at the wheel. If you're quick, there's a demo from Prism to open things up. Dom gets the boost, but they've got so much space. You got to shut them down. It's a good job from Emo to do just that. Dom didn't know what to do about it, and it's kind of a new situation they've been put in. This one high could go dangerously down. It's a clear off of Dom, but a demo from Emo opens up the net. Sean, though, has it back the other way. Emo getting really aggressive. It's what they want to do, but carried over the top of. They couldn't find the second demo. It got a little more greedy, but I like the idea.
Yeah, and you can see the Lightning on that last attack from the Eclipse are noticeably uncomfortable. That was the closest that the Eclipse have been to sort of dominating the Lightning in this series. And man, if they can keep that up for the rest of this game, it is going to be trouble here for the Eclipse.
Well, there I thought that Dom could have just taken that one down, but they were so quick to rush. They already made up their mind. They didn't allow an opportunity to switch out their decision. This one floats over towards net. Dom gets the save. But, you know, if Lightning want to stay in the driver's seat, be on the lookout for Ema. Find ways you can pull them out of position when they hunt for those demos, because now they're getting real heavy with their boost usage, and they find themselves on 30. Luckily, they had a big boost spawn for them. Sean, though, continues pressure. They know the weaknesses of Eclipse by this point, and they have for sure noted and identified the patterns that they continue in game number 4.
Yeah, and the Lightning are just still very comfortable now, and we haven't seen the Eclipse take a good, efficient attack at them. As we see, Dom's going to put that one over one, can't get it past Emo.
Oh.
There you go. That ball's nearly on target, but it's not going to fall in, and the Lightning are going to find themselves with an easy clear here.
Yeah, Dom just had fun with that cleared, but they didn't have fun getting bumped by Prism there. Almost another clear, but they got a little fancy too quick, and it's another flick from Sean over the top, and it goes in.
Yeah, Sean putting on a great performance here. 0 boost, picks up the 12 pad, just enough to get this flick off, and just enough to get it past, I believe that was Ema. Man, oh man, these Lightning are rolling.
I had a chance to actually play Sean in week number 1, I believe. I think it was our first match, but he's a really solid player overall. They know what they're doing mechanically, and when you give them space, though, that's where it becomes dangerous. You got to cut them off. You got to notice those patterns like we talk about. Know what each member wants to do. For Sean, it's they want to score on you. They want to get aggressive. They are kind of that striker. You got to find ways to bait them out and take them out, maybe in a demo, as Ema is attempting to do, but maybe actually some dribble plays from Prism. No, it goes off the post and over to Ema, but then we turn our attention to Dom, who's just been kind of freestyling, having fun, being real loose about the way they play. Drop down for Eclipse, and there we go. They capitalize on those kind of weak touches that Dom had, and that's a goal.
Yeah, and adding to the point you were making just a little bit ago, given enough space, any one of these players has the potential to pop off, and it's just how much space do you give your opponent and how much do you cut that space down without putting yourself into bad positions. And we're sort of seeing the relationship between those two things play out as Ema is going to put that one in basically from out of nowhere. I had no idea that was even on target, let alone in, and the Eclipse are tied again.
I mean, it looked like it was going in, but Dom, they looked like they were in an effective position to save that, but the execution just wasn't there, and Eclipse find themselves in a tie game scenario for the first time in a little while here. But Sean continues the pressure off the corner now. Prism off the left wall, and Dom already up for it. They capitalize on the spins there. Prism staying to what they know how to do. Bare bones Rocket League. Just get a good touch on the ball, 50 it over, and continue pressure, and that's what Ema continues to do. Prism gets another 50 out to the left wall. They know they have to go up for it, but they get beat out by Dom, and it could have turned into a bit of a dangerous commit, but Ema waits down on the ground, has to avoid the demo. Sean shot back in wide to the right, And Ema gets dunked again. Lightning, they've got more opportunities. A big fake out, but Ema takes in front of their net. A little dangerous, but they get it cleared, and they prevent the Eclipse from scoring once more. Now back the other way. Lightning find themselves in the back foot. Sean with a flick. We know that they do that. Ema tried to apply pressure, but they had to rely on Prism to make that save, and they do so. But one more, maybe no. It's going to roll right across the net.
Yeah, and the Lightning are putting great effective passes. That one's going to be on target, and that one's going to be in. The Eclipse once again, take the lead, I think, for the first time in this series, able to finally get ahead against the Lightning here.
I think it's actually the second time this game that they've taken the lead. I think they had it in the beginning off kickoff. But either way, it is a lead, and it's what we want to see, especially if they're looking to tie this series and go to a Game 5 deciding matchup. But here's what we're seeing from Sean. They love to control the ball. They love to get those flicks. They will dribble it. They'll keep it close. Now, Dom, on the other hand, they'll put it kind of within their reach, but in the air, and it's those things you got to shut down. You got to tell your teammate, hey, you go first, put pressure on them in the air, make them mess up a little bit, and don't give them all this space, and just have two players back on the ground to get scored on. You can't let that happen, and there, the Eclipse are doing a great job at cutting them off. Both of these players so mechanical, and you've got to find those ways to shut them down. But you can't throw away possession like that, because now you got a shot, but that's how you shut them down. What we were literally just talking about, a demo from the Eclipse, keeps them alive.
Yeah, and we're still seeing a lot of space afforded to both teams here. No one really willing to commit to closing down the gaps, and Dom is going to take full advantage of that. Gets the demo, gets the flick, and gets the goal, tying the game back up.
Very good patience from Dom. The slow flick, they recover. They knew they had to go for the demo. They find him on the way there and put it in. What a great play from Lightning.
Yeah, and that is just exactly what you want to see if you're a Lightning fan. Dom with the ball on his hood, nobody else besides one defender, 1v1 situation, and just completely capitalizing. And now it looks like we're poised for overtime, and the Eclipse have looked so much better in this series and in this game. And oh my goodness, another goal coming from the Eclipse, putting themselves ahead by one with almost no time left.
Oh, it's a great bump off the back wall from Emos. Opened it right up for Prism. Actually, I don't even know. I think I've got the names mixed up, but either way, Eclipse, they get it done. Clear out the defense on the backboard, and they open that net wide up. And now it's down to 20 seconds to go, and Lightning try to make it happen, but Dom has wasted all their boosts. They get the boost grab, though, and that'll come in handy, but that is one of those small mistakes that'll cost them in the end. Getting greedy for that boost. Now you gotta go back and defend this because Sean is alone and he gets scored on.
Yeah, and the Lightning trying to stay aggressive, trying to get that equalizing goal, and they get punished for it, and now it is nearly impossible for them to come back into this game, barring some sort of miraculous kickoff goal heroics from the Lightning. And it doesn't look like we're going to see it, and this ball is going to touch the ground, and we are going to go to Game 5.
Wow. We got ourselves a Game 5 deciding matchup. And that's just what we all love to see. There's no more higher stakes than right now. At least this is as much as you can get for just a game alone with playoffs out of the picture. I mean, obviously these teams are in kind of the running, Lightning being in a very comfortable position, but they would love to take home a win and solidify themselves in playoffs because they got one more week after this, and then we go to the big games.
So I think me earlier messing up the games might have messed you up. We are actually on Game 5. The Lightning have won 3 of them, and the Eclipse have won 2. This is not a deciding Game 5, is what you said.
Hold on a second.
So I just wanted to correct you there, so we're not sort of artificially hypening this last game here. It is still going to be hype nonetheless, but the series is decided here. The Lightning are going to take it, and they found themselves with their foot off the gas, maybe trying to be a little bit too fancy, maybe reaching a little bit too deep into their bag of tricks as they're trying to get sort of a couple extra spins or a couple extra passes, not necessarily passes, but definitely a couple extra spins throughout that game. And we'll see. Are they going to take this last game a little bit more seriously, keep it a little bit more closer to the chest, or are we going to see them go out there and just have fun with it, you know?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, with playoffs in kind of that big picture there, you gotta choose what you think is more important. Do you want to go for a game? Do you want to try, or do you want to get that play of the week? And in my opinion, the play of the week is more important. Sponsored by Balls Corona, by the way. What a save from Sean as we say it. Possibly a play of the week if they save it again. They do, but don't save credited, but great play regardless. Dom comes in around the backside for this one from the corner, flicks it up high, didn't get it over Prism, and it's continued downfield. Sean finding themselves a little awkward. They still got plenty in the tank to work with, avoids the demo from Prism, and Ema clears it back all the way. Dom should have a good, decent clear on this. They do, and they'll try to meet it up high, but they made a little bit of a mistake, and Sean, again, dodging the demos, realizing that Ema is going to hunt for those all game long, or at least as long as it works, but Dom's got a shot downfield. It's blocked by the demo chaser themselves, and I don't mean to discredit them because it's scaring the Lightning, but does get a block. Prism up high, a big whiff, leaves the net kind of open. If Lightning can find a shot, which they don't, and Ema gets back to it, and it's back out to the left wall.
Well, and I think we figured out what the Lightning have decided they're going to do with this last game. They are taking it dead serious. And this is the tightest that we've seen these players and these teams play against each other. No one willing to blink as, ooh, that ball is going to get stopped before it can be dangerous. And this one, again, going to get stopped here from the Eclipse. And oh my god, it is back again, and that one's going to be whiffed and missed. Holy moly.
That was crazy, but it's going to be a goal for the Eclipse. Prism takes it all the way off. I guess the overcommit, one of the Lightning players dove in for it, leaves their net totally wide open, and it's no problem for Prism to just walk it on in.
Yeah, and I really can't blame the Lightning here for leaving their goal open after that. That was such a golden opportunity for them to get that ball into the Eclipse net, and they just came up a little bit short on the attempt.
They wanted the play of the week, and like I said, I think it's more important, so they tried. But Dom, they've always got a trick up their sleeve, and they want to get a dribble. It goes over the top, and oh my goodness, Ema comes through with a save somehow. And Dom again gets one more opportunity. Ema, what? How? Where are you coming from? It's just Dom gets a shot. Ema comes out of nowhere. Dom gets another one. Ema back in again. Now with the demo. Opens it up for Prism. Wanted the second. Didn't get it. Sean gets the clear. And Dom one more all the way down. It's again Ema farming saves at this point. They already have a savior medal to their name. I'm losing my breath. I'm going to pass out over here.
Yeah, and Ema somehow unlocking some sort of unlimited boost glitch in this private match, just seeming to be everywhere on the field, getting that ball down to Prism, and Prism is going to put that one in. Eclipse find themselves up 2-0 now with half the game gone.
Yeah, Sean didn't realize that they needed to buy Dom some more time. Dom was positioned way upfield, collecting boost. Once again, we talked about getting greedy for those big boosts instead of collecting pads on the way back. You get yourself to be vulnerable, and Sean just couldn't make do with what they were given in a 2v1 situation. But they will try to make do with that pass over, and it almost hit the post and got a little scary for Eclipse, but it's a great pinch from Prism. Out to Sean now, up high. Could be dangerous. Ema comes in, but it's a shot blocked by Sean. Will laugh. And this one goes off the post once more. Eclipse, they're trying to build upon their lead, but they let their shot accuracy get a little sloppy. And Dom carries it over the top of one. They won't have the second. Got the bump again, and Sean's got an open net. I think we gotta talk about the Balls Corona play of the week right now. You see something you like, be sure to clip it, submit it in the Discord server, because that was crazy.
Prism was millimeters away from stopping that shot, just a hair away from getting that demo, and that is going to put the Lightning just a little bit closer and get a little bit more dangerous here for the Eclipse as that ball hanging in the middle. The Eclipse needs to get this one out, and they finally do, and that is a good shot on target the other way.
Yeah, but Dom now racing back towards the other side, but Sean's got it clear. Goes up to the corner. Prism backflips, though. Could be dangerous and an opportunity for Lightning, but it's back to the back wall, or the side wall. Dom up for it, down to the back pass. Ema clears it downfield. Now Sean waits on the near post. It's a bounce. It's real awkward on Ema. He's got it in. 3-1.
And man, oh man, those bounces are hard to read. Look at where it hits. There's no way if you're the Lightning that you're thinking that ball is going to be centered right in front of your net, but that is exactly where it went, and the Eclipse take full advantage of maybe a little bit of RNG, maybe a little bit of physics engine help there, as you might like to say.
It's an anomaly. That's what we'll call it. It was definitely strange for sure, but Dom gets a little bit of an awkward 50 from the wall, and Sean couldn't make up for it. With Dom, unlucky clear here. It's blocked by Sean. I don't know how they found their way around that, but Prism's back on the near post, pushes out. Emot camps the boost. This is something we talked about, getting greedy. They don't have much to work with, but they'll try to make do, and Dom, another shot blocked away by Emot. My goodness, what a defensive monster in this Emot player from the Eclipse. I can't even believe it.
Yeah, this is an MVP performance coming from Emot right now. If this game was hanging, or rather if the series was hanging in the balance, this would be a performance to remember. It's still going to be one to remember, but just the stakes aren't quite there for it to really put it over the edge for me. But man, oh man, what a great effort coming from Emot in this last game here.
Yeah, they definitely want to take this game 5 in whatever way they can, and they make... There's a bunch of demo chasing going on in the midfield. Almost cost the open net for Eclipse, but Emot waits this one. They'll leave it for Prism. Maybe double commit. Kind of a miscommunication here. Shot from Sean. It's awkward for Emot. They get the save again this time. Oh, they don't get the... I was waiting for them. I thought they were going to get 10 saves by the end of this, but they rack up 6 so far. Just couldn't get that 7.
Emot just tearing the hearts out of every person watching. You and I definitely included in that. Man, if they were able to get that double save, it would have been so hype. Not able to do it. The Lightning close the gap. We've got 10 seconds left. They can still get this game tied up, and that is going to be dangerous. Oh, it's going to go in! The Lightning tied the game up, and oh no, you hate to see it.
Oh my gosh, I think I love to see that. The forced own goal from Sean, this time calculated. Tie game, Lightning won the 4-1.
I was not expecting that whatsoever. I thought I was going to throw it. The game was going to be over, but the Lightning had other plans, and that one nearly read there from Prism. We're going to find ourselves maybe in an overtime if they ever let the ball touch.
Oh my gosh. 2 opportunities going in front of Prism there. We thought they had at least one of them, but this one goes in favor of the Lightning. They don't get a dunk on it, and Emot turns it quickly into the hands of Eclipse. Dom over the top. They bump though, so it's a 1v1 for now. Dom quickly race back to it. It opens up things for a little bit. Sean, great pinch clear out to the lip now. Prism couldn't play it back in. It leaves some space for Dom to 50 it. They get it done. It's a 2v1 situation. Sean is an option, taken out by Prism. It's a flick up high, goes off the crossbar. The woodwork comes in clutch for Eclipse, and Prism moves back the other way over the top of one. Sean waits down high, and over there is Emot for the shot. It's off the post once more. How lucky can you get? When does it run out? When do you stop paying this woodwork to do that defensive work for you?
Man, if you are watching this game right now, I hope you took a deep breath, because this game is over. I couldn't even finish my sentence. Lightning end the game. They take this last game, and man, oh man, I am really glad that that ended up being as exciting as it was, because wow, the Lightning really showing some perseverance there in this last game, showing that they want that last win. They want the 4 wins in the series, and they're gonna take it.
Absolutely, man. What a series, like we always do. GG's all around. What a performance from Lightning. I mean, I thought this was a Game 5 decider, but it for sure was not. Lightning take that 4-1 in incredible fashion. It didn't feel like the Eclipse were having a very good day in terms of the way they played so far, but, you know, that's just the way the wind blows, I guess, sometimes. But, man, that concludes our action for tonight, but there's more to come tomorrow. And also, I think we're going to throw it over to the mainstream because they've still got some matches going on. But Mobags, it has been a pleasure casting with you. I enjoyed my time here, and I hope you did as well. And as well, for everybody at home, the audience, we hope you've enjoyed what you've seen, and we hope you stick around. Make sure to drop a follow and follow Minor League Esports. But that will wrap it all up here, and we hope to see you again soon.
Good night, everybody.